Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Atousa and I'm a newly qualified junior doctor working in the West Midlands. Or rather, I should say I'm about to start working as a junior doctor in the West Midlands.
Atousa Kiabani.
That's right folks, for those of you who have been following my journey over the last 6 years on YouTube, we made it. I graduated from the University of Birmingham around 2 weeks ago and I got my GMC certificate come through the post a few days ago, which is still a little bit surreal, but we made it. For those of you who have been around for the last couple of years, you may already be familiar with my story, but in case you're new here, I studied medicine at the University of Birmingham and that was on the 4-year graduate course. Prior to that, I had studied a degree in biomedical sciences at the University of Newcastle and an MRes Masters at King's College London. So safe to say it has been a little bit of a journey, but we've finally come to the end of it. And I should say just a little note on those of you who have been around for, the whole duration of the journey or even for part of it. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you, I am thankful for you, and I am so grateful that you have been around. I am certainly not the first, nor will I ever be the last creator who says this, but this whole experience of us sharing our journey would not be the same without you guys watching and you guys sharing your experiences and sharing the kind of things that you're going through. I still to this day, even though I haven't been uploading content regularly for the last 2 years, I still get messages from you guys saying, I applied for this masters and now I've finished, or I started watching your videos when at the time when I had just started my undergrad and now I've graduated, and it's just such a wonderful feeling. And honestly, I'm so privileged that you guys want to share that with me. And in fact, a lot of you who are watching this may also be in the exact same position as me. You may have just qualified from medicine, you may be in the same kind of excited and frightened boat that is waiting, to start working as an FY1 doctor. But in any case, I would love to hear from you. As I said, I know I've been away for a little bit for some time, and I'll kind of get into some of that maybe later in this video. But please share your wins with me. If you've graduated from something, or if you're applying to something, or if you're trying something new, let me know where you are, let me know what you're doing. And I should say I appreciate that not everybody wants to share this kind of stuff publicly, which is fine. I will leave my email and my Instagram below, so direct message me if that's what you feel more comfortable. And actually, a little note on that while we're on the topic. Previously, I have been using my personal Instagram to sort of get back to you and reply to you. But as of today, or whenever this video goes up live, I just want to say that I'm going to be using an Instagram account specifically dedicated to YouTube videos. So unfortunately, I will no longer be replying to direct messages through my personal Instagram. Although, the account is private, you're welcome to follow me. There's nothing super interesting in there, just pictures of my friends and occasionally a nice meal out. But if you do want to kind of engage and talk through direct messages, then I will leave my new Instagram below. And actually, it's not a new Instagram, it's just an Instagram that I'm kind of repurposing, let's say. Anyway, all of that said, let's address one of the elephants in the room, which is, Atousa, where have you been in the last 2 years? And yes, you are right in calling me out, because with the exception of one video that I posted, I think it was around 4 or 5 months ago, and that was for my university surgical society. With the exception of that video, I have not made a video since 2001. 2021, oh my goodness, 2021, not 2001. And there are a number of reasons for that. None of them are particularly exciting reasons, to be honest with you. I guess the underlying note is that I just didn't feel as inspired to make content when I was in medical school. But recently there have been a couple of things, a couple of projects I'm working in the background that have kind of made me want to pick up the camera again and start sharing this journey with you. And actually, when I was kind of writing bullet points down as the kind of things that I wanted to talk to you about in this video, I was trying very hard to kind of, make my thoughts coherent and concise, and I hope I've done at least a semi-good job of that. But basically, I wrote down 3 reasons why I want to get back into making content and want to come back to YouTube now, I suppose. To be honest, this is just mostly for my own reflections, but you guys might also be curious. So, as As I said, over the past several months, I have been involved in some projects that involve making content. Not necessarily YouTube content, but specific content that I won't talk about much now, but I will share it with you in due course. But regardless, throughout doing this project, I have been able to collaborate and, most importantly and excitedly, get the opportunity to interview a number of esteemed doctors and consultants and professors. And it has been such a wonderful opportunity, especially because if you're anything like me, you watch all of these like podcasts and interview series all over YouTube, and I am a sucker for them. Love them, absolutely love them. So to be able to sit down with some of these colleagues who are, you know, very well experienced in the field and ask them questions like, what made you want to choose this path and why this speciality? Do you have any advice? What are some of the highlights and lowlights of your career? Like all of this sort of stuff. I have made a number of those videos already, and I will be sharing them with you very shortly, and I'm really excited. So that has definitely been the number one driver for me wanting to get back into creating content. Now, the second reason as to why I decided to come back to YouTube, as written on my list, is something that I suppose I touched on already briefly. But basically one of the reasons why I loved making videos so much is that it is an outlet for me. I've always been someone who is quite reflective, which has worked out well for me in medical school because they make you reflect on everything, and I'm sure they're going to continue doing that as a foundation year doctor and throughout the rest of my career. I digress. My point is, I'm somebody who is quite reflective, and being able to kind of like sit down, come up with a sort of video idea or script, and try to gather my thoughts in something which I hope is concise and coherent. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments below if I'm not, or if it isn't. But that's always been a massive outlet for me, and actually what makes that experience all the more enjoyable and all the more gratifying is that you guys get to do the same too. So you guys get to share your experiences, and you guys get to share with me some of your wins or struggles or whatever. And it's always been kind of like an online community for me, and I hope for you too if you've been around. And there's just something so wonderful about having that camaraderie with someone that you've not necessarily even met in person. Although I have met some of you guys in person, and it has been a wonderful, delightful experience. Now, moving on to last but not least, the third thing that I've written down on my list. And actually this kind of goes back to one of the fundamental reasons why I started a YouTube channel way long ago, around 6 years ago, was that I want to be able to share some of the experiences I've had and the things that I've learned. You know, it could be things to do with how to set up a portfolio, or like in the case of my previous videos, like how to write a master's personal statement, how to apply to medicine, how to network, like all of these sort of things. Because I remember when I graduated from my undergraduate degree, which was the biomedical science from Newcastle, although it taught me a lot of technical skills about, you know, the actual content of the course, I still walked away having a lot of questions, and that was primarily why I ended up taking a gap year to kind of like find myself, which, to be honest, I don't think I did a lot of finding. I think I just got so bored that I decided that I need to go and do a master's and carry on doing something I love. But anyway, my point is, at the time that I had graduated from my undergraduate degree, there was so much that I just didn't know. Like, I didn't know how to apply for further courses. I didn't know how to apply for masters. I didn't know how to apply for jobs. I didn't know what kind of jobs you could get with biomedical sciences. Like, can I work in an NHS lab? Can I not? Is my course accredited? Is it not? And I just felt so frustrated, and I think I dedicated a lot of that like energy towards, you know, making content that hopefully other people don't have to go through the same. And actually, again, if you've been around for a while, you know that I messed up my first application to medicine and I didn't get in. And I messed that up because I forgot to submit a reference. And what has been hilarious to me is that I actually, you know, the second year I applied and I got in, obviously, thank you. But I remember, like, I think 1 or 2 people on my course came up and said to me, we watched that video and we were about to make the same mistake of not attaching our reference, and we watched that video and then we did. So yeah, that was my third reason for wanting to come back, because obviously I'm starting a new chapter and I would like to, you know, document some of the things I'm learning in real time, I suppose, and share it with you guys. So, you know, either if you're at the same level, you know, if you're starting FY1 like myself, or if you are maybe a little bit younger, or you know, just going into medical school, or you are in the middle of medical school, then you may have some more information going into things, which is something that, you know, I endlessly watch videos of people who are ahead of me doing different things, because it's helpful. It's also just good to know what other people are going through. Anyway, I'm labouring the point a little bit, but yes, that is my third and final reason why I have decided to come back to YouTube. And I'm gonna add a fourth one in there. It's fun, I enjoy it. Now, looking at my piece of paper that I have jotted down some of my bullet points of what I wanted to talk about, I think I pretty much covered everything, with the exception of one final thing that I would be very grateful to get your help on. And that is to do with video ideas and content that you guys want to see. Now, obviously I have a whole list of things that I want to kind of share. So anything from, you know, was medical school worth it? Because as you guys know, I was working in a research lab in London prior to starting medicine, so was it worth it? Number one question. Then there's some of the things I've learned, some of the advice that I suppose I can pass on to any of you guys who are still in medical school or about to start. Other videos like, you know, preparing for the specialty that you're interested in. How do you know which specialty is for you? I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, but my interest is general surgery, so maybe I could make some videos about, you know, how to try to maximize your portfolio for a surgical application, etc. Bearing in mind some of these things I'm currently in the process of learning myself, and I will again share with you in real time. But what I was going to ask from you guys is, if you have any questions or content that you would like to see, please leave them below, or as I said, message me or email me if you don't want to leave a comment publicly, and I will use them to create maybe a Q&A video. And I haven't done Q&A videos in a while, and I know that in terms of content they are a little bit of a cop-out. But please bear with me, because I'm just getting back into YouTube, and I would be really, really grateful if you just left me a couple of questions that will kind of like help me get back into the swing of things. But yes, I think that is everything. Oh, one final thing that I have written down is share how you feel about starting F1. How I feel about starting F1. If any of you guys are watching and you are in the same boat as me, please share with me how you're feeling, because how I'm feeling about F1. I am feeling scared, I am feeling excited, I am feeling so much gratitude, I'm feeling some doubts, that whole imposter syndrome thing kicking in. But honestly, most importantly, I think I just feel eager and kind of raring to go, you know. It's been a long journey, and I'm excited to kind of get stuck in finally, get to know my colleagues, learn the systems. And yeah, like, all my friends joke that I've probably delayed being an adult for long enough now, so I'm kind of excited to kind of see what the next chapter holds. So I will end things there. Thank you so much if you have made it to the end of this video of me rambling for quite some time now, but I appreciate you, as I said, being here. Please share your thoughts or comments or whatever down below. I honestly, it just makes my day to be able to reply to you guys and, you know, have these sort of conversations. If you are also starting F1, and if you have any advice, please tell me, leave it below. I'd also be grateful to hear that. But otherwise, it is great to be back, and I'm excited to bring more content to you. So I will leave things there. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.